If you like the following content and you don't want to miss a video, hit subscribe and ring this bell to join my notification squad. Hey guys, my name is Aaron and I'm about to show you how you can tell a pair of fake Marshall mid Bluetooth headphones from a pair of real ones. The real ones cost 349 Singapore dollars in stores, and the fake ones you could go anywhere from 140 Sing to 150 Sing. If you purchase them from online, of course. So there are a few key differences, but first I want to talk about some material differences. Material being the packaging and the accessories. So I'm going to have to bring the camera closer because the devil is in the details. So the box I have on the left is fake, the box I have on the right is real. Now as you can see, both these boxes look very similar. They both even have the same size and the same serial number stickers. So at first glance it's very hard to tell them apart, but upon closer inspection, you'll notice that the picture of the headphones on the fake box looks a lot darker than on the real box. This is not because of lighting. The color is seriously darker compared to the real box. Fake, real. You also notice that the lettering has some differences. As you can see on the real box, white lettering against black background. White lettering, black background, white lettering, black background. The fake box, grey lettering, black background. Anything else that has a black background uses grey lettering. You will also notice that the printing on the fake box looks a little bit more fuzzy. Okay, so pay close attention to the fake box. Okay. Real box. Looks a lot more high res. Real box also has the grey background a little bit more grainy compared to the fake box. So the real box, grainy. Fake box, smooth. Okay. So compare side by side. Let's take a look at the accessories. Now the accessories between these two pairs is largely identical. In fact, it's super hard to tell them apart. The USB cable is it's exactly the same. Not almost, exactly the same. No differences. But if we look at the mini jack cable, the mini jack cable looks largely similar too, but if you pay close attention, the fake one has a looser spring over here, looser spring. So you can see there are gaps in between. The real one, no gaps in between. It's a very dense spring. See? It's still springy, but dense. I will also add that the fake one right, has a shorter length compared to the real one. So if we were to unfurl it, let's uncoil the cable. So I'm grabbing the head at the same point. Notice how the real cable, this one, has a longer length of wire between the head and the controls compared to the fakes. And if we move down, you notice that the real one also has a longer length of cable compared to the fake between the microphone and control button to the coil. It also has a longer coil. So real one, longer coil, fake one, shorter coil. And this makes for a much longer wire. Now let's take a look at the booklet. So as you can see, the booklets look very similar. But you can tell that the printing on the real one is a lot more centered compared to the fake one. So I'm just going to show you the fake one. Okay, this is what it looks like. And then this is the real booklet. Okay, fake, real. A lot more centered. If you open the pages, the fake booklet has a sort of bluish tinge to the page. Okay, and it looks as if the pages have a sort of a low resolution feel to it. So the printing is not very good on the fake ones. very low res, it looks almost misty. Whereas the real ones have a sharper printing. Sharper printing, very sharp. Very sharp. And very high resolution, deep colors, sharp, high resolution, and no bluish tinge. Okay, so let's come to the headphones. I gotta say that the people who made the fake headphones really paid attention to detail here. So this feels almost real. It's even got the weight, and it's even got the, you know, the texture. It's quite similar to the real ones, but there are a few key differences. The fake ones have a rounder, wider headband. Okay, so notice how this curves like that. Okay, so it's a rounder curve. Let's take a look at the real ones. The real ones have a sharper curve. This is meant to form closer to the shape of your head. You'll also notice that the brass on the fake ones look very clean, very bright. It's a brighter shade of brass. Okay. Let's look at the knob, the control knob. The knob also looks very clean, very bright. Okay. This is not how it's supposed to look, because Marshall is going for this vintage, grunge, rock look, right? So the real ones, it has a more matte, a more darker shade of brass. So notice how the brass looks a little bit more dirty. That's actually deliberately to make it look more grunge. Okay, notice the knob as well. Knob looks not as bright as the real ones. So if we compare side by side, very shiny. Okay, it's a dimmer kind of brass. Same thing with the brass on headbands. Shiny. Okay, this is fake. Darker and dirtier. These are the real ones. Okay, and notice how the brass parts actually jut out here compared to the real ones. It's flat. It's flush against the headband. So they paid a lot of attention to detail, but it's still not enough. And one more giveaway sign that this is a fake pair is the logo. The fakes have a white logo, yes, but the logo does not completely cover the cavity that it's supposed to sit in. So it appears as if the logo is thinner and has a black border. Whereas if you look at the real ones, thicker vinyl, thicker logo that completely covers the indent. So the workmanship is different. Okay? Workmanship is different. Same goes for the other side. Thinner logo with a sort of a black border because of the indent, and the actual one has a perfectly fine, perfectly made logo. And if you look at the 3.5mm ports, you notice that on the real ones have a cleaner cut into the chassis. So it's very clean cut. The fakes have a edgier cut. Also, you got to pay attention to the surface. The real ones have a matte finish, whereas the fakes have an almost more glossy finish to the surface. So if you compare, so this is the real one. This is the fake. Notice how it looks a little bit wetter. So you need aptX codec to get the most out of your high-res music files such as FLAC, and only the originals support aptX codec, the fakes don't. Okay, so to illustrate, I've paired both of them to this laptop, which outputs aptX codec. First, let's play something of YouTube using the fake Marshall made headphones, okay? So I'm just gonna play, and let's see what codec this supports. Okay, so these ones are the ones playing now, that's right, the fake ones. And if you look over here, if you check in Bluetooth settings, they support SBC codec only. Okay. Whereas the originals, let's switch over to the originals. Switch. Right, so now I've switched over to the originals. Let's play. Yep, these are the ones playing. And let's check its codec output. aptX. So the originals support aptX codec and the fakes don't. They're also quite different in terms of performance and comfort. For example, the originals have a battery life of up to 44 hours and 45 minutes playing at 50% volume. The fakes have a battery life of only up to 34 hours and 30 minutes. So obviously the fakes have a much shorter battery life. Volume adjustment is also quite different. In the fakes, you have a 10-step volume adjustment scheme. So say, for example, if you're adjusting from 20% to 50% volume, you start up at 20% and then it increases to 30, 40, 50. So it's not gradual, it's not a gradual flow. And plus it comes with the accompanying beep sound. So it's beep, 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 which makes me feel like these are quite cheap. So with the real ones, it's like turning up the dial. It's a gradual flow of volume increment or decrease if you choose to decrease the volume. The sound quality is also quite different. The originals have a more relaxed, spacious, detailed sound quality, and at higher volume levels it's a lot better controlled, so it doesn't distort too much. Whereas with the fakes, it sounds okay. I mean, for the price of like $140, it sounds okay, but it's not as spacious sounding or as detailed as the originals. And at higher volume levels, beyond like 80%, it will crackle and distort a lot. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, the fakes actually sound not so different from the originals, it's bullshit. The original sounds so much better, a lot more relaxed, a lot more smooth, and much better controlled at higher volume levels. And even the clamping pressure, I actually felt that the originals were quite comfortable to wear. Like, I actually wore them for like 4 to 5 hours without taking them off. It has a much more gentle clamp as compared with the fakes. So like when I put on the fakes right now, yeah, I actually felt that the clamp is about 20% tighter. So it's not so comfortable to wear, and I actually tried putting them on for about 4 to 5 hours too, and barely into the second hour, I really felt like my ears were dying. So painful, you know, because these are like so tight. So guys, shop safely, don't be duped. There are a lot of these fake Marshall-made Bluetooth headphones floating around online, and sellers will even go so far as to claim that these are bona fide, authentic Marshall headphones, like the seller that I bought this from. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And if you like this video, you think this video is useful, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell to join the notification squad. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can help me keep this channel going by becoming my patron on Patreon. That's right, every single contribution I make on Patreon will go a long way towards helping me keep this channel going and also earn you some rightfully deserved brownie points. That's right, so thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Aaron and I'll see you again next time. Cheers!